It's like, what's the? I talked to a woman once that wanted to date a guy who was. She said, I won't date a guy who's under 6'2".
Oh, that's not good for anybody on
Not
this
good.
stage.
No, definitely not.
How about you, Ed?
Maybe I'd be fine.
Ed's a little taller.
I'm one of those old people now. I was 6'2".
Yeah.
Now I think I'm just under. So
we'll prop you up, Ed. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be great.
I could put some heels on or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't be. Yeah. Hey man, go back to the 70s. All the guys were wearing heels too.
Yeah, back then I know
Platforms.
that would have been good for us.
Yeah, I could use that. I know. But long story short, we got into the conversation about why that was so important. Like, why, you know what I mean? And I understand maybe tall guys are attractive or whatever.
Right.
But it came down to she wanted to feel like emotionally safe and secure.
Okay.
So now
Like,
you get
because she
into.
thinks that he's a large.
Exactly. Right.
But
So
Conor McGregor's like 5'9".
that's what we got into with the conversation of like, what if it was, a 5'7" black belt or something? Would you feel safe then? So the thing I'm getting at is it wasn't necessarily just the goal. It was the reason why she wanted to actually get that thing that was accomplished. You know what I mean? So like, what are the real reasons why you're doing what you're doing?
Right.
And the clarity on that, I think, will bring you through the struggles and the hardships. Because otherwise you're like, it wasn't that important to begin with.
Yeah, if you're passionate about something, failure doesn't matter.
Well, you said too, it's about like the art and the know what I mean, the
so
music.
it's like no matter what, I could make nothing of this. Right now, I'm struggle local rapper, but who knows where this could take off? And if not, it's something I love. It's not like it doesn't really matter. It's something I'm going to do regardless.
There's
how I
really
look
no
at it.
reason to stop.
Yeah.
When you think about it, I mean, worst case scenario, you're where you are now.
Yeah.
When you think about taking like that type of risk.
It's a good point.
Even when people think they're like, oh, well, I have a job or I have this, I have all these excuses. I'm like, that's always still going to be there. Like, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, well, that's a really good point. And I think that's a really important point to make for anybody who's going into a venture or has a passion or something like entrepreneurial related. Like you said, like even if you're working a job, you're still doing this thing because this is what I like to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't.
Yeah.
Why would I spend extra time
Right.
doing something that takes time out of my day that I didn't, if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you just go home and go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
watch
like
South Park.
Yeah, right. Go on South Park, not on Fox. But that's exactly it. Because it's otherwise, what are you going to just stop and give it up because it's not going to be like your full time thing? It's like no, you enjoy it.
Right.
So I think so many people are like, well, I could never make a full time thing out of this. I could never make a business out of this, which you could. But if that's your mindset, they'll just stop altogether.
For sure.
And then they give up their passions.
And I think one of the most difficult things is too, I'm sure you guys have both faced it, is people just like discouraging you. Like, that's not a good idea. How do you think that's going to work? Like, there's the, what's the name of it? Peanut gallery is what I'm looking for. There's the peanut gallery comes out and they just chirp. I'm sure you guys have both dealt with that, both like just in your daily life and like social media. Because now social media, you got to get it too.
God,
so you got to have you got to have the thick skin, but.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that yet with this?
A little bit, yeah. I got the people
Couple
chirping.
trolls.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I kind of like that. I kind of think it's funny. Like,
Feed into it.
yeah, exactly.
Well, then that's exactly. It's like it's when you get, and that's why those people are mostly hiding behind like anonymous accounts or like an egg
100%.
picture on Twitter. You know what I mean? It's like if you're not going to put your real face and name out here,
I got to call the Wizard of Loneliness out. That was not your real picture. I know that wasn't you, man.
was it actually a wizard?
No, I don't even know what it was. It looked like it was a guy in like a drop top car, and it looked like it was like an old school rapper or something.
Yeah,
but
definitely
it was like it's
definitely
not him.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. It's and that's one of those speed bumps that you hit that like the passion and the purpose has to drive you through it. And I heard a quote the other day, and I forget who said it, but it was like, don't accept criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from.
Yes, and I saw a really good quote that was the same, like very similar thing, and the guy was saying, don't accept advice from somebody who hasn't done what you already want to do. So if you're looking to become like a rapper and you're just taking advice from somebody like at the supermarket, what expertise are they giving you? Like, where is this coming from? Where it's somebody that you'd actually want to listen to? Like, it's almost like left field, right field. Like you're trying to become a baseball player and you're listening to somebody who plays tennis.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But so many people will give their opinion, whether it's like warranted or coming from like an area of expertise or not. Well, so you kind of have to weed that out.
Well, plus, and like you said, with the naysayers and the discouragement, like and not everybody's like this. People that are on their own path are going to encourage you, and I find that the more successful people get, the more likely they are to lift you up.
100%.
That, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think we've talked about this before. The people that are coming from the place that you're coming from, it forces them to self-reflect when you make it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like Leo all of a sudden is on stage in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah.
He and I were collaborating a year ago. He did more stuff than I was willing to do, and he made it, so screw him, basically. Or the whole way they're going to be like, yeah, man, are you sure that's not going to work? It's not going to work. Because they're not putting in the work that you're putting in.
And it's like it's more difficult to cheer somebody on. They rather like tear them down in a way, which you see a lot. So it's almost more rare for people to cheer somebody on, I feel like.
Depends on the circles that you're in.
Touche. Yeah.
You know, I think that's the big thing. And maybe, especially with music, I imagine, like, what are you going to, again, like Connor said, who are you going to learn from? Like, if you're not around people that are pursuing it or they can help with your just kind of creative freedom or whatever, you know?
Yeah, just being around people that like-minded, that, you know, have contrasts, so you're not just in an echo chamber, but like-minded enough where you can, you know, you talk about things that are passionate to you and actually get somewhere with it. Maybe like you said, collaborate with certain artists. Just being in that room with that energy where people are just creating and not just doing nothing. And just you know, bullshit. It's like, it's like